Cause no, and that's crazy. I was gonna tap into that. Like I've seen it like really correlates with Blackfoot.
Blackfoot was one of the tribes. They called them Blackfoot because they had walked barefooted and the sun had cooked their feet.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so they was called Blackfoot, but they was an original tribe. They a spinoff from the Choctaw and the Chickasaw. They
Okay.
fell up under the Iroquois confederations. The kindred tribes is called the Crow. Um, um, I can't remember all of them right now, but they were all connected under the uh, generic term Cherokee. Cherokee is a play on words, Cherry Key, which was the
Mm.
George Washington Challenge. That's why
Oh,
That's what Noble Drew Ali discovered by infiltrating the Moorish Zionist temple.
okay.
He brought us. That's why he put all of their secrets in the public domain. So now we can put the pieces to the puzzle together.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so that means I just gotta go do some deeper researching because I didn't really know that, but I've heard the two. I've seen the two, like the Blackfoot and Cherokee, kind of be more linked in together.
Yeah, those are from the. They were from the Mississippi Delta, going down from Jackson to Macomb in the middle part of Mississippi, and it's right up in there is where all of the tribes, the Mississippian tribes, diverged over into. We stopped off there from the west. We stopped off because that's where we got our marching orders for the Gulla Wars from Big Mama. Big Mama was in New Orleans at the time.
Okay.
Right. So all of the Big Mamas got together and was like, stop the bloodshed. The only way to stop the bloodshed was to challenge them to a conjure war. And we knew they couldn't win. But we didn't have the high chiefs on the land to end it sooner. And the ones who seen it, the lesser chiefs, weren't in the position to do anything about it without getting murdered.
Okay. Okay, that's some notes to self to definitely go to keep that in mind when I'm doing, because I definitely want to. I've been doing a little more deeper research into just my native side now, or my indigenous side on both. I didn't even know. I actually just found out on my dad's side that we do have a form of, we have native blood in us, but I've always known from my mom's side.
Look, we is the native blood.
Yeah.
The Mississippian tribes is the parent tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, when they talk about tying into the vine, they all talking about being married to one of the old Mississippians. So when
Okay.
all of the tribes come from foreign places, they bring the women make the arrangements of who. Okay, well, you rank this high on your clan, so then I mean you got to marry into the clan over there. That's why it's the great melding pot.
Right.
We darker on the East Coast than we are on the West Coast because we traded wives with Africans. We didn't just
Right.
start mixing with them people, but that's why it was decided to say we was from Africa because we had been trading with them for thousands of years, which included wives.
Okay. Right. Right.
Yeah, so royal families, that's old news. If you don't know the way that the royal families operate, you'll never figure out why we look the way we look at different parts of the land. You won't never figure out why every goddamn culture from Nova Scotia in the north to the bottom of Venezuela to the Samoan and Tongan Islands to Hawaii all got a community in Florida. That's just why they came to fight the Gulla Wars. All of the islands, since you got a little Jamaica, a little Haiti, a little Grenada, all of those islands sent soldiers to fight the Gulla Wars. After the
Mm-hmm.
wars, they set up their communities and maintain their cultural identity to the islands that they came from.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy because this confirmation, my sister, one of my sisters, she's one of my she's a good friend, a good sister, and she's a little elder than me, but she's told me about that, and I really didn't know that much about it, but she did tell me about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of like confirmation on what she's been telling me. But okay. Okay. I did just have a question. And I just forgot about it. What was it? I did just have a question. Um, I don't know. I just have to wait till it come back to me. But yeah.
Yeah. So somebody
And
asked the
I'm
question after
grateful
they came
to.
over here and traded with us. Study Mansa Musa. They came over here and they liked it so much they stayed. Right.
Okay.
The Mansa Musa staff of rulership was found over here on the island in Central America. That means that whoever inherited that staff is the rightful heir to rule over Ghana, but they didn't want to go back over there. This was heaven on earth, the Americas. This was the central hub for all knowledge, all conjures, right? We didn't we didn't believe in some of the dirt that these motherfuckers has been doing to us. It wasn't in our culture. Now it's a part of our culture because they brought it over here and used it on us. Now we got to use it back.
Right.
That's why we've been stopping the bloodletting, right? And they pulling all of the GMO foods off the shelves. This is why you got whole Walmarts with crime scene tape up while they taking the food out.
Is that why like they're letting like certain stuff like that shooting that just happened in Virginia, like letting stuff like that happen or something as a cover up? Because I
Um,
mean they got a lot of stuff going on.
yeah, so if you go look, over the last 2 years, you had a ridiculous amount of fires at slaughterhouses
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
stuff like
remember.
that. That's what that is, getting rid of GMOs. They doing insurance scams so they don't take that loss.
Mm.
One of them had a fucking plane flying to the slaughterhouse. A little twin engine Cessna flew into a slaughterhouse.
But then now you have like different things that's going on. Like now they want to stop natural herbalists for.
That's smoke and mirrors. That's to trigger the people that's into homeopathy and naturopathic medicine to get their ass in this fucking fight. Inform the people of what these motherfuckers is doing and stand firm on your position as a healer. If they don't do that, they're going to lose their rights to be a healer because they're not participating and telling the people that don't let the motherfuckers do that. It's just
Right.
it's an antagonism to call to action.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get that because I was telling my homegirl too, like, like they can't just do that. Like, how you gonna stop people
Oh,
from
they can
selling
do it if
herbs
you
and
don't.
stuff? Like
They can
they
do it if
grow
we
in
let them.
nature.
They can do it if we let them.
Right. That's the thing. But yeah, okay, yeah, if we
Right.
let them,
So,
and I get that
right.
part too. That's what
Yeah.
I've
So,
actually
but
been.
right as of right now, any legislation going on is fraud. It's fake news.
Yeah.
The Senate and the Congress is closed. The White House
Right.
is fucking closed. The Federal Reserve is fucking closed. All that
Right.
shit closed.
Now, okay. So I remember you saying that before. Like I remember that. Now,
The
okay.
fall of America has come. Babylon fell in y'all face, and y'all wasn't even watching. So
So
they
that what?
running this. They running the narrative to challenge. Right? They running a narrative to challenge ideology. Every ideology has to be tested. And if we don't realize that we the ones in the position of power now, then they can't give us the power.
I feel like a lot of us are waking up, no matter what level people on. But it's like a mass majority of
Mm-hmm.
our people waking up, like just waking up in general. And I be feeling like okay, a lot of things be um like so we see what the people we see what they into like the algorithms and stuff like that. So then let's start doing this or let's start doing that. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
not no, that ain't gonna work either.
Yeah.
Just because I remember like just this summer, you got a lot of readers and stuff, a lot of diviners, the women, divining and stuff like that. Then now for what was it? What was that? going on. I think it was around Juneteenth, and now McDonald's offering here in Georgia. McDonald's offering readings, tarot readings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on
So
now.
everything they doing now is geared toward trying to wake up a cross section of the community that hasn't been reached. A lot of the people that's fast food practitioners that go on a regular basis, they live off fast food. They
Mm-hmm.
got a fast food mentality and think that everything's supposed to happen instant. Throw that
Yeah,
shit in the microwave for 30 seconds.
I had an older friend that used to call this the microwavable generation.
Yeah, this is
He was
instant
right
gratification.
though.
Instant gratification. Everybody want it right now. They can't stand to wait. They can't stand to go through the pains of like the shit that I've been doing for the last 3 years. Before they sent me to do this, I told my mama and the old lady, I was like, fuck them niggas. They like this oppression shit. I don't want to be subject to the ridicule with telling them the truth, because most of these motherfuckers would rather be comfortable in the lie and go along to get along than be waking up by the truth. Nigga, why you disturbing my peaceful
It's so
sleep? I
unfortunate
was being
too.
good for massa. So I
From
didn't
a
want to.
feminine standpoint, it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate, but it's like I understand that too, because sometimes it just get to a point like, I mean, it's like the saying, you can't put a gun to somebody's head and make them take the information.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. So I
And
didn't want to go through this because look, literally, I got this mother. I done been on here with Moors coming in hostile, but they leave with a different mindset just by going over the information. What do we already know? We don't need no outside information. This is
right,
what we already know,
right.
right? They came, they gave us the Bible and everything associated with it. Before they came, we didn't associate with nothing that's biblical. Now
And
we
now we
want to
know
be
who they
everything.
are.
Yeah. And now we want to be everybody in the Bible. We want to be the Hebrews. We want to be the Moabites. We want to be the Canaanites.
The
Them
Hebrews
motherfuckers
is
ain't
the
got nothing to do
biggest
with them.
one. That's why I kind of started my journey from the Hebrews. And then I just kind of ventured over to esoteric knowledge, and then, ATRs. But yeah, the Hebrews is something.
Look, them niggas funny to me. They believe that they can tell you that they organic to this land, but they Hebrews. Hebrews being the ones that crossed over. That mean they crossed over from somewhere else to get here. That mean they don't
You know,
belong.
they go off the
So pack y'all
narrative of the
motherfucking shit.
slave ship.
Yeah.
Like they came
Pack
over
your
here
yeah.
by,
Pack
so
your
it's like
shit.
that's why we here. But okay.
Pack your
But I
shit
don't
and go back to the Middle East since you a Hebrew. You ain't gotta stay here. Pack your
it's
shit.
been few that call themselves going back and was
They
like,
can
oh no,
stay.
this is not
Like
what we
I
thought
know
this
you talking
was.
about like Ben Ami Carter. Ben
Mm-hmm.
Ami took a whole community over there. None of us know about Operation Exodus ran by the Mossad in the early 80s, where they airlifted thousands of falashas from Ethiopia to legitimize the state of Israel because they know the real so-called Hebrews is falashas in Africa.
Right.
So they had a whole thing under the silence. The Mossad done it. The Mossad is Israeli Secret Service. Operation Exodus. Remember Marley was singing Exodus,
Mm-hmm.
movement of the people. This is what he talking about. They was moving the motherfuckers right after that song came out from 77 to 83. You got to remember, that Israel over there was mapped out by a guy named Ralph Bunch, bootlicking ass nigga. Went over there because they didn't know where they was from. They was going to originally set up Israel in Guyana. They was going to set it up in Brazil. Then they
I
picked
didn't
a
know
couple
that.
of different islands, and they was like, "Nah, ain't none of that gonna work because ain't nobody gonna believe that shit." So, and the Balfour Declaration was the agreement to set up the Zionist state of Israel that's over there now, masquerading as an original government over there in a foreign land.
Mm. Okay.
That shit don't got nothing to do with us. But we just want to take everybody else's burdens like they our own. That shit not our burden. That's not our cross to bear.
Yeah.
Our shit got to do with feathers, peace pipes, marijuana, peyote, and motherfucking dancing around the fire while the grid tell the stories by song. That's our shit.
Yeah.
Where the fuck they come from with this bop your head 5 times a day on the ground? You can't live your life like that.
The ladies on my mom's side, they are some storytellers.
Grits.
The women on my mom's side, they are some storytellers and tell a good story.
Yeah, those are grits. All right, sweetie, I'm going to take another caller. I want to see if I can get Paige Flowers in here if she's still watching.
All righty. Well, it was good talking to you.
You too, sweetie. Keep it up. Keep your head up.
I will. Thank you.
All right. How you doing?
Good, good.
I've been watching you kick ass.
Oh, good. I'm over here eating my meal, listening to y'all. I'm like, yeah, this is the conversation our people need to hear. You know what I mean? It's
Look, it's imperative, and it's painful to hear it, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, one of the sisters I used to talk to, used to be friends with. She went over there to Israel and saw how the Hebrews was living with that subsidized housing.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. Worse than over here. Worse than over here. Projects worse than over here. Horrible.
Look, on All I Love, if you get that nigga bend at me in front of a camera, that nigga cheesing from ear to ear while them people living like that.
Mm. And she said they're not really vegan or raw. Some of them.
They niggas from the hood.
Mm-hmm.
They just claim they Israelites and moved over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She said it was so sad. I said, damn, sister. She said that the environment once you leave outside of the compound is very nice, right? Because of course that built it up. But on that particular land where they at, it's foul. Worse than how they do us over here. So y'all done packed up y'all shit and moved all the way over there just to get treated worse.
In the name of motherfucking Yahweh.
Yeah. Yep.
Bad.
It's bad. This is why it's so important. I sit here and I get on these calls with you and I listen to other brothers and sisters that tell us, look, we from over here. You know, I don't know if you know about the sister Linda Bay. I met with her in person. And she's really a cashier because she'll show you everything from beginning to end, how we was already over here. You know what I mean? She dig in the archive. She helped me get my family tree together all the way from the 1600s. I said, we ain't never left. North Carolina, you know, Texas, you know, we ain't never went nowhere.
Only place we went was Florida to fight the Gulla Wars.
Right. Right. Like what you said.
Yeah. We came from all parts of the land to fight the Gulla Wars. The Great Migration, the Great Industrial Migration was us just going back home.
Yep. Yep. Wow.
Big Mama says it's a conjure war at this point, you know, and they never stop attacking us.
Right.
They
Never
stop burning and flooding cities out. Shit. Philadelphia moved. They bombed that motherfucker in the 80s.
Yeah. Bombed it. And I was also talking to Linda, and she told me too that all of them was a part of the Morsign Sample. They just didn't want to put their children in them schools. A lot of people don't know that those brothers and sisters were woke. They were about pushing Noble Drew Ali's agenda. But the Rizzos bombed the people because they didn't want to send their children to school.
Now,
and
they went in under the pretense of serving an eviction notice.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And when they told them they wasn't going nowhere, instead of doing what you normally do with eviction notice, they sent in troops. Before the fire ever started, they was just shooting randomly in these people's homes.
Yeah.
With babies sleeping in rooms and shit. That's how they was able to get everybody in the basement before they dropped the bombs. They knew what the fuck they was doing. Wasn't nowhere for them to go because you got police shooting at them coming out the front, police shooting at them coming out the back. The only thing they can do is get to the lowest point to avoid the bullets. All of the police that got shot by friendly fire. And they charged the motherfuckers that was in the fire with the death of the police. They not responsible for them. There no bullets come out of the inside of that place.
Right. And it's crazy that our people don't know these things. And even if they was, you know what I'm saying, defending themselves, they still had every right to.
Yeah.
Sleeping on that. why they shot her in the first place was because of the fact they wanted to buy that building.
Yeah, that was a hit.
That was a hit. They wanted to buy the building. She didn't want to leave. They came in through the side, shot them. And they figured, well, nobody would want to purchase a building where somebody died in, or no tenant would want to move in where somebody died in. So they brought federal charges against them, but see, ain't nobody talking about it no more. See how nobody ain't talking about it no more?
That's because they look like us.
Yeah.
Look, we the most forget about it motherfuckers it is.
Mm-hmm.
They killed one of us today. Oh, it was just them. Forget about it. Tomorrow we go on about our businesses like ain't that never happened. Shit. I ain't even got mad about the new shit. I'm still mad about them niggas getting Emmett Till for these crackers.
Yeah.
Or what I should say, under the pretense of crackers.
Yeah.
They even show it in the movie. When people be saying, that's not true. Didn't know black men some niggas when he got Emmett Till.
Mm-hmm.
He was gonna grow up to be Chief Littlehorn. Yeah. He was whistling fucking Dixie, the war cry. That's why they killed his ass. It had nothing to do with that lady. They used her for the patsy. She was the one that's going right now. Motherfuckers trying to get her ancient ass arrested. I don't give a fuck whether she get arrested or not. I want them niggas so I can find out who sent them niggas.
You know who I need to talk to? His name is, I don't know if you heard of him, but he claims to be the reincarnate of Emmett Till. And I met him at a psychedelic conference.
He wrote a book.
Yes, Tutim Ra. He looked just like him. And I met up with him again at Uncle Hank's place, Brother Hump, you know, scientist, wizard. And he's writing a book. Yeah. He writing a book on all the people that reincarnated as something else, you know? But they were the reincarnates of other people. And that was him.
When you study reincarnation, if you don't understand the Sybil effect, you won't know why it's 50 different people saying they're the reincarnation of a certain person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? If the person's DNA is in your bloodline and you vibrate similar frequency, this is the Sybil effect. This is why you can have the Queen of Heaven and Earth in 50 different cultures at once using the Sybil effect.
Yeah.
They all connected telepathically and they all got similar genetic markers that allow them to link on this frequency of the Sybil. The Sybils was the daughters of Isis, right? So they was go and like if we sent priestesses to go train, they have to get to the level of the master before they can come set up their own priests.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody they was asking about the sister you was talking about and how to get in touch with her.
Linda Bay on Facebook, and she can help y'all trace y'all genealogy as well as find the land patents. Because your family members had land patents. That's how they took your land away from you. And if you look at Rod's story, he also had that, I don't know, I think I saw it. It was today or yesterday. I don't know. I looked at your story and he was talking about how they took $300-something billion in land away from us. But she'll also help you find the land patents. So you can get your land back, you know, so that you actually know, okay, where was your family at this time, you know? So you also have the record, and you also have the intuitive record, where you feel called to go, and then what actually does the record say too, you know? So she's on Facebook. Linda Bay. Yeah.
So I pinned it up there for y'all to see how to spell her name, and y'all can look her up on Facebook. There's some more sisters. I would love to get in touch with Chief Warhorse.
Oh, Chief Warhorse, the truth. I listened to her.
She's my girl. Yeah. You remember when I posted her a while back, ain't nobody know who she was, and I was telling them about fuck that shit. Let me post it so they can hear her talk.
Yeah.
Because she the one made me look deeper into the Trail of Tears, and it was so clear as day how they switched us out on the trail. Right?
Yeah.
Because they took us, we was the POWs from the Gulla Wars that they was using us as we was going to set up a reservation, but then they matriculated these Mongolians and these Huns and these Hindus in with the group, and then they auctioned us off as POWs